The IEY Project is co-funded by the Erasmus Plus program of the European Union. Hello, my name is Yei. You can find out more about the IEY Project at iey-project.eu. In this video, we can watch several interviews about youth work conducted by our friend Radek, showing the interview process and the opinions of youth workers.
We are continuing with our questions to our guest. For you, Ivo, I have a question. How would you describe the difference between local and international youth work?
That's a rough one. I would start with the local youth projects or youth work. Basically, most of the time, you can experience from very young age, you go to some kind of camps, and most of the time, you go there with a friend, let's say. So there's a person you know. But on the other hand, when you go on an international project, it's most of the time you go there and there are people from another countries that you've never met. And also the people that come with you from the Czech Republic, you've never met them either. So it's harder to go on an international project than on a local one, because also there's this language barrier. So you have to communicate with people in a language that it's not your native. So I would say it's the biggest difference.
So we can say they have it in common, the youth worker and the young people as well. Because for you as a young person, if you go to a local project, you speak your own language and the facilitator or trainer speaks his or her own language.
Yes.
And on international one,
yes,
you have to speak in foreign
It's easier to communicate with people and the kids and with everyone actually, so you can sufficiently explain yourself easy way. But when you speak English, it's harder because you don't know all of the words.
I see your point, and I have to agree with you. Now I would love to ask you about some, let's say, space to improve youth work, not just in local level, but in international.
You mean improving, giving advice, or what kind of
things
I would improve myself?
Do you see any space in total?
Oh yeah, there's most of the time or every time there's a space for improvement. So as a first thing that comes into mind is I would definitely enhance promotion of these projects, because most of the time in Czech Republic, the only thing you see is small leaflets or some not catchy advertisement. But on the youth project, on the other hand, I would say it's more promoted and the leaflets look nicer, more catchy, so it will catch your eye and it will see like, what's that? But on the local level, I guess I would encourage people to look for these kind of projects, because it's not about like you have to come to me to persuade me to go to a project. I would say that in schools, the teachers should tell the guys that like go outside the country, go abroad, explore, find these kind of projects. They really exist, because from my experience, a lot of people, actually I would say 90% of people I know, they have no idea what youth work or youth projects are. So
that was a very lovely answer. And on the international level, do you see any on global level, let's say?
On a global level, in Europe it's easier, or in European Union, because most of the projects are funded by European Union. So for participants from European Union, you don't have to pay anything, or like excluding the expenses what you buy on your own. But outside the European Union, it's harder to be sustainable, because most of the time the governments they don't give you the money you need to send people. So maybe encourage governments from countries outside the European Union to put more money into educating young future leaders instead of putting it into army or whatever.
That's a very beautiful question. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Pavel, you have several years of experience in youth work. Therefore, I would love to ask you, as a youth worker, before you met the group, how can you plan activities which then you will deliver?
Yeah, so all the time, first you need to know which kind of group you will have. So you need to know the age of the people and also the topic. You really need to learn a lot about the topic, so you're the person who knows about it and can really deliver the knowledge to others. So first thing you need to do is some icebreaker activity, for example, which puts the group kind of together. Then if you have a topic, for example, environment or ecology or something like that, you need to also know where you want to deliver that knowledge to those people. For example, if it's ecology, it's easier to do it outside. So you don't have just the words, you have also the environment for the people. And from time to time, you go just deeper and deeper when the group understands. If they don't understand, you just go a step back and then you start from another point of view. So I think like that's how you should do it.
So as far as I understand, the analysis during the process is important.
Yeah. You have always to analyze if what you have done, if you did it correctly or not, so you can go another step forward.
Perfect. Thank you for the answer. And the second answer is, what kind of obstacles do you see as a youth worker? And maybe you can tell us from your point of view and as well from global point of view.
Yeah, for your point of view, sometimes it can be the language, that not everyone can understand English, so sometimes you have to be more subjective and you have to assess your plans to the level of the group or personal levels. Then a problem can be, for example, that when you don't have a lot of experience, it can be hard for you to talk in front of a group. And from a global point of view, sometimes it's hard to deliver European values in countries which are not in the European Union, because many times you can have a problem with economic or political situation where it doesn't really help you to show really your European point of view to the people. So
thank you for your answers. Well, Roman, could you tell me your feelings when you firstly delivered a session during a youth project?
Of course, firstly I felt a little bit stressed because it was my first session, so you are standing next to, I don't know, 20, 30 people who are listening to you, and they are doing the activity what you are saying to them. But from my experience, people on the projects are really talkative and they're trying to listen and doing the things what you are delivering to them. So yeah, after a few seconds, the stress fell down from me, and yeah, it was okay.
So you would say after your first session, the following ones which you delivered were better and better?
Yeah, I think so. Because like I said, I was from the first sessions I was stressed, but after a few of them it was better and better.
I know about you that you took part in many projects and many sessions.
Yeah.
And I would love to ask you kind of tricky question, which is, what was the worst experience regarding the youth work, regarding the youth workers' work?
Yeah, of course. I know what you mean. Yeah, I think I didn't have many of bad experience, but yeah, I remember once we've been on a project in Italy, and the Italian behavior a little bit. So I remember that the organizers were sometimes a little bit late on the sessions. And also they didn't have the programs a few times, and they didn't know what to do a few times. But it wasn't that bad actually.
So, as a youth worker, you have to be a role model, and they did not deliver
Yeah,
the role.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.